Hey folks, I am back with another episode of Steven Universe Vlogs. This is where I take a look at an episode and discuss it and probably suck all the joy out of it because I've talked about every possible ounce of plot and background stuff and trivia that I could probably imagine. Well, maybe I'll try not to do that. Well, this week we're talking about Laser Light Cannon. Which is the second episode of Steven Universe. And this episode introduces a couple things, really. It introduces Greg Universe, as well as, if I'm not mistaken, Rose Quartz Universe herself. Because I'm thinking back, I don't think she's even mentioned in the first episode, and even the pilot. We're given the basic premise of a kid being raised by female superheroes, and then this episode builds on top of that. Essentially, the plot is this giant gem eyeball bomb thingy is coming towards Beach City at a slow pace, and the crystal gems normally had a weapon that took care of this thing. It was called a laser light cannon, and it easily would destroy it. But since Rose had passed away, they no longer knew where it was. Steven suggests maybe I should go talk to Dad. Maybe he knows where it was. The gems instantly aren't crazy about that because they don't seem to respect Greg at all. And we find out why. He is the manager of the car wash. He is kind of a down-and-out musician who maybe had something but never came to be. And he lives in a van. He doesn't live with Steven and the Gems. He lives in a van at the car wash, basically. And he has this permanent tan, which is hilarious. And we never see him wear the other clothes that created this tan. It's always the same tank top and shorts and bare feet. Anyway, he comes and he doesn't know anything about a laser light cannon, but he does have a storage shed. So he takes him out to the storage unit and he digs through. They do talk about his mother a little bit. He mentions how he first met her. Rose had come to one of his concerts or gigs or wherever he was performing, and Steven cracks with his knee while searching through this hoarder's style mess that's in the storage unit. He breaks a picture of Greg and Rose, and he apologizes. And Greg says, "Hey, if no pork chop is, what's it for? If every pork chop was perfect, we wouldn't have hot dogs." And so that makes him feel good. And after a few failed attempts, the light cannon actually lights up on its own. So they drag the thing out. There's too much crap in Greg's van. God forbid they pull his stuff out of the van to save the entire city of people. So they drag it. As they go, Steven had the chance of finding one of his CDs in the storage set, so they play it. And it's this delightful song, probably a song that Rose had heard and maybe had won her over or wooed her about. It's a delightful, kind of mostly guitar song of "Let me drive my van into your heart," and the lyrics are adorable and absurd and fun and touching at the same time. Meanwhile, they pull up at the beach. The crystal gems essentially had no plan B to destroy this thing. Hilariously, it's Garnet doing the fastball special with Amethyst constantly throwing her, and that's been a good running joke in the episode. You can see it from a far distance, her screaming, thinking she's going to destroy it, and just bounces off very pathetically. And I laugh every time I see it. It's never not funny. And they can't get it to work, and Steven starts thinking about the hot dog line. It makes him feel good, and the light cannon activates, and all four of the gems, including Steven, get together and fire it and destroy it. Something that always kind of gets me about this episode, I think this episode is a good example of what Steven Universe does as a series, is the main plot of the episode isn't what the episode is about. Because it's a simple thing. Hey, there's a threat. We got to destroy it. We can blow it up. That's kind of it, but that's not what this episode is about. This episode is introducing the concept of Steven's parents, the loss of his mother, the loss of her completely. What without her, what are they, and what she has left behind. And when they fire, the energy takes her shape, which always kind of gets to me. And they all see it, and it's almost like she's protecting them one last time, and it never fails to choke me up. And it seems to catch Greg when he sees it as well. It's a seemingly simple episode, but it's actually really touching when you get to the end. It's really a beautiful one. It is easily one of my favorites. I'd probably put it in a top 10 list, actually, and it's only the second episode. I think that's what I have to say on this right now. Until next time, next week, we're going to be talking about the third episode, Cheeseburger Backpack. Push the button, Lindsay.